Hey guys, this is Klaus from Plant Based News. Thank you for watching this video. This video is going to be a special one because last night I got the honour of meeting Gaz Oakley, the man behind Avant-Garde Vegan, which is killing it on social media recently. We met Gaz at the Vevolution event in London, which was celebrating Tesco's new vegan food line launch. Gaz has done a deal with Tesco's recently. He's got Harvey Nichols' Supper Club coming up. He's got his book coming out. He's doing really, really well. This guy is successful, and we asked some things about his life that he doesn't often talk about on his social media, like why he went vegan, what motivates him, what things he's into other than cooking. And I first asked him what it's been like with his social media just blowing up recently.
It's definitely surreal. That's the only word I can describe it as. Never ever in a million years thought that my sort of recipe videos, my Instagram posts would develop into this, but I'm so pleased that I'm able to use the following and my sort of skills that I learned when I was a chef to inspire people and make sure people just help people on their sort of vegan journey and non-vegans trying to go vegan.
So for people that might not be familiar, I'm sure a lot of people are, but what is Avant-Garde Vegan? You're a cooking YouTube channel, correct?
Yeah, I eventually want to turn it into more of a lifestyle channel, but predominantly I upload a new recipe video every Sunday. I try and do stuff that hasn't been done before and just put my sort of skills that I learnt in the professional kitchens into making vegan food as flavoursome as possible, and that's the main thing. And I also want to make sure that my recipes are simple so that people can recreate them.
One of your videos got 1 million views like last week. Was it the high protein one? That's incredible, man.
Yeah, so that was the first time I've ever done a meal prep recipe video, and I had no idea that it'd go down so well. I've actually just launched another meal prep video. I think they're just sort of really useful for people who are definitely new to sort of veganism, because that's one piece of advice that I give people, is to meal prep so you know that there's something in your fridge ready to go and you're not going to be sort of scrambling to get some food.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been a chef for?
Well, I left school. Well, I became a chef when I was 15. Whilst I was in school and I was working.
So you're 25 now, right?
25, yeah. But I did have some years out in the industry. I became full time at 16. I worked at some of Cardiff's best restaurants. That's my hometown, and I did it for a few years. To be honest with you, the chefing industry is tough. I wanted to become the best chef I could be. But I was working like 80 hours a week. It almost killed me at such a young age, and I really wanted a social life as well because all my friends were going to uni and things. I decided to leave the industry, but I didn't forget about my passion for cooking. I went vegan 2.5 years ago, and that just sort of reignited my passion for cooking. And I started experimenting, uploading pictures to Instagram, and that's how it all started, basically.
Tell us about your vegan story. You know, I feel like you do a lot of recipe videos and stuff on camera, but let's go behind the apron.
Definitely, yes.
So you went vegan 2 years ago. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so coming up to 3 years now, which feels quite short, but for me it feels actually like a lifetime. So I went vegan at the time because I was training in the gym and I was putting on all this weight because that's what I thought I wanted to do. I wanted to get back into playing rugby, which I played growing up.
What position?
Outside half it was, cool. Yeah. But I'm naturally slim, and I thought I needed to put on that weight to get back playing again. But I was putting on this weight. I was eating a high protein, non-vegan diet, and I just didn't feel good. All that protein, I think, and just the sort of general calorific diet that you need to put on weight when you're training, just didn't work for me. I looked into veganism. And the thing that made me went vegan, I was listening to Sarah Jane Crawford on Radio 1 Extra, and she had JME on, and I've been a fan of JME for years. And he mentioned the video that he watched, which made him go vegan, and that was Gary Yourofsky's speech. And I watched that, and I went vegan straight away, and I hadn't eaten anything non-vegan since. And Gary Yourofsky's a legend, and I'm sort of grateful that I got to watch that video. And
is that what motivates you as a YouTuber and a social media person, as a chef?
I'm not the most articulate person, and so what I try and do is use my food as my form of activism, because I want to try and save as many animals as possible. I want as many people to go vegan, I try not to sort of preach too much on my YouTube channel, and I just let the food do the talking, because that's my skill. I'm not a great talker, so I'll just let the food do the talking, basically.
I don't know, man. You seem like a good talker. Let's talk about the process of the productions that you do. You've got a production team. You've got people editing the videos. Yeah. What kind of goes into researching those recipes, and can you just go kind of behind the scenes? What do you do in the lead up to one of those videos?
Yeah, I get requests all the time about creating this dish and that dish, so I do take those into consideration. But I'm always looking for things to sort of veganise. I like that word. I sort of try and play on nostalgic tastes that I sort of remember, that I want to try and recreate. And that is sort of the process in how I come up with recipes. In terms of making the videos, yes, I have a crew. I've worked with a few different crews since I started my YouTube channel. I invested heavily into the production quality at first because I didn't think I was good enough on camera, which is true, and you can see that in my first few videos. I've got better and better now as they've gone on, but the production quality has also got better, and I think that's why also the channel's done so well. So a big thank you to the crews that helped me.
Where do you think the channel is going to go in the future? You mentioned it's going to become like a lifestyle channel.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So my interests don't stop at cooking. I love music, I love fitness, I love travelling, and I guess because people now follow me and they see my recipes, they also want to know a bit more about me as well. So it's great that I'm doing this, but I'd love to show people what I do in my spare time, the little that I do get. I love to work out.
Boxing, right?
I've taken up boxing, yeah, and much of my mother sort of disagrees. She hates it, but
what will happen to your channel though when you get knocked in the face and you get bruised up?
Well, I'm hoping I'm going to be too quick because of the vegan diet. It's going to make me too quick, but I don't know. I may not get to that stage where I have the ability to go and have an actual fight, but. The reason behind that as well, I guess I really just want to show people who are not believing that you can sort of perform to a level on a vegan diet. So that's part of the reason I want to do it as well. But as well as that, travel, I love travel. So I really want to get that involved. And if I can cook in different parts of the world using ingredients that are local to that area and meet different people, I'd be really, really happy and just happy to give sort of my subscribers something different. Mm-hmm. I'd also love to cook in for people as well, because often with YouTube, people aren't actually tasting the food, they're just seeing it, so I'd like to actually cook for it.
Well, you've got a supper club coming up,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
That pretty big one in that.
That was a
Tell
good
us
link.
about that. Yeah, mate, segued nicely.
I was lucky enough to get approached by Harvey Nichols, and I was a bit cautious when they contacted me, because they're not by no means they're a vegan sort of shop at all, are they? So I was a bit conscious of that at first, but they started talking to me about how they want to offer something for vegans, and on their menu now they have a full vegan menu, which is great. So I'm using it to sort of show that veganism is now in the mainstream. So that's why I decided to go down the Harvey Nichols route. So my first, I've done a few supper clubs in the past, but I have this supper club in Harvey Nichols on the 23rd of January. It's sold out in more or less 30 minutes. You're lucky enough to be coming, or someone from Plant-Based News is coming. And
are you going to be filming it?
My crew are going to be there. They're going to film the whole process, because I've thought so much into the menu, how it's going to be plated up. I've got some really interesting and exciting things going on in terms of the food. And I'm also going to do a book signing on the night as well, because my book comes out 2 days later in the UK.
Vegan 100, right?
Yeah, that's
100 vegan recipes.
More than 100 actually. So just a bit about the title. I guess we were sort of trying to play on that the young side of things, where people say like, that's 100 when they're describing something that's good. Because originally it was going to be 100 recipes, and I literally could not narrow it down. There's so many things I wanted to get involved, and there's so many recipes that I wish I could have put in there, but we had to cap it. It's just over 100. I think in total it's about 120 actually, so you're getting more for your money. But I guess it's vegan 100 as in vegan 100. That's good.
Nice. Can you give us any like sneak peeks? What's your favourite recipe from there?
Yeah, so I actually cooked a few recipe book exclusives on my YouTube channel recently, but some of my favourites are my classic fish and chips. I love that recipe. I think
that video is done really well.
Yeah, that was one of my first ones. Yeah, and I've tweaked the recipe to make it even better. I have actually got a fillet steak Wellington, which I'm really proud of. Sriracha meatballs, making tofu exciting. I really love that recipe. And there's some beautiful desserts as well. I'm really proud of the book, but I'm actually already thinking about book 2 because I have so many recipes that I want to share and I want to help people more by giving them these recipes.
So you're doing these books and you're doing the soccer clubs and you're doing the sport and you're doing the social media.
Yeah.
Is it quite hectic deciding what to focus your energies on? I guess you've also, we're at an event celebrating the vegan Tesco new product release. You've been sponsored by Tesco's.
Yeah.
You're probably being dragged left, right and centre. How do you stay grounded when you're getting all of these requests?
It definitely feels like that, but I guess I don't find it that hard to feel grounded because my life hasn't changed completely. I'm still living at home and a great family who are really supportive, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am now without them. So that keeps me grounded. My diary is really hectic, but I just try and keep in my mind that I'm doing this for a greater cause and I want to try and promote veganism as much as I can. So that's my thoughts behind sort of just devoting myself to it. And yes, it's busy, but I'm living a dream at the moment. I'm enjoying every second and hope it continues.
You said you're living at home. You're building a kitchen for your YouTube videos, right? I saw in an email that you've got plans to build a kitchen or something so you can do the videos there.
Definitely, yeah. So I'm really fussy when it comes to kitchens. I love rustic, I love traditional kitchens, and I've been struggling recently because all the kitchens that I use, I hire, and they're studios. I have actually used an Airbnb in the past. And that's because at home I'm living at home with my parents and we don't have a kitchen that's suitable for filming. It would have saved me a lot of money if they did. But I wouldn't have wanted to sort of burden them with that because it's like 4 intense days of filming. So my plan is once things are sort of more settled to try and build my own studio, which I can use as a base. I can then start thinking about collaborations and getting other people down and cooking for them, and I would just make things a lot more easier and just make sure there's a bit more of a sort of familiar feel to my videos as well, because as much as it's add something new each time I do a season, it would be nice to have the same kitchen each time.
What's it like going into an Airbnb? Do you practice the recipe or do you just shoot straight into it after the camera people are ready?
I haven't actually used an Airbnb to film for a while, but no, it's a lot of hard work. So I literally plan the recipes for weeks in advance, and I test them over and over again, making sure that they're perfected and they're easy to recreate and they taste amazing. That's the most important thing. So when I turn up to film, I've been preparing the ingredients, making it simple for me to cook them actually on camera for a few days in advance, and then we have a makeup artist, which is amazing.
You've got a makeup artist,
which I was a bit unsure about at first, but as soon as they put the lights up, you see all the sort of maybe I don't.
So you've got how many people behind the camera? You've got a production team, you've got a makeup artist. And
so I have 3 camera guys. One of them is actually helps me preparing the food as well, which is a new thing because at first it was just me and 2 camera guys, and we also have a makeup artist. So the crews seem to be getting bigger, and I definitely would like some more help eventually, because each time I film a new season I sort of up the antics and I want sort of new things and new angles and whatnot, and taking on board people's requests and constructive criticisms is something that I try and do and try and improve each time, so it may get bigger.
Coming to the end now, last couple of questions. Who are your favourite chefs? Your inspirations?
Favourite chefs? So prior to going vegan, I sort of looked up to people like Gordon Ramsay and Marco Pierre White, but I definitely wouldn't be saying that now. But to be honest with you, inspirations in the vegan world is I definitely say people like Wicked Healthy, and we're at their event today, Derek Sarno and Chad Sarno, what they can do with mushrooms is is amazing. I can only dream of being able to do with what they do with mushrooms. And I guess my inspirations are just trying to make veganism simpler for people and show people that you're not going to be missing out on anything. So that's my inspiration rather than any chef.
Do you know Daphne Chang? She is a vegan chef.
Okay.
She's like our age, and she disrupted the restaurant scene in New York, and she's now going to China. But unlike you, she doesn't have social media, even though she'd be so great at it.
Wow.
So like, I guess the next question is like, how important do you think social media is compared to you could just be cooking up vegan meals, making people delicious things, but I guess you want to put the message out even more and amplify your message, right? And is that one of the reasons you got into social media?
Well, just so you know, I'd never expected social media to turn into what it is, but obviously it's a vital part of what I do. I wouldn't be doing much without it, really. I guess I would be sort of doing what I can to sort of spread the vegan message, but that platform, Instagram and YouTube, has allowed me to contact people from all around the world and inspire them, hopefully, and show them how good vegan food could be. So social media is really important for Avant-Garde Vegan, definitely.
Right. Any closing remarks?
I'd like to thank you guys, because plant-based news are a platform that I've followed for such a long time now, and shining light on big news in the vegan world is great. So I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
Keep
so
up
much
the
for
good work
having me.
yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you again for doing the interview.
No problem at all.